Welcome back, teachers, to the new school year. As always, here to give you updates on what happened with campus. Hope you guys had a great summer break, got to disconnect and relax and enjoy and come back all refreshed for your students. Here, your favorite part of your job, the database with campus, the updates that we've gotten. The first one to talk about is that the control center that you're used to seeing is now renamed to the teaching center. Makes sense? Yep. Absolutely. So when you click into there, that's going to bring you to your sections and all the different things that you can do with it, just like the old control center. So if I click the teaching center, oops, wrong button. Let's try this again. Center. And I close through the messages that pop up. Read them if you'd like. They're old messages that we've had before. This enabled classroom navigation is a new view that we have. It's a view that is section based, so all the grading and the reports and roster information and everything is specific to that section, so you don't have to go back to the tools and switch back and forth. So if I go into a section, now I have my classroom, my curriculum, the students and all the information on the students, student-specific information, and grades. Post-grades, gradebook, progress monitor, all that information, all for this section. Then if I want to change sections to have all those tools available, I would just navigate in the drop-down up top. I'm going back to Algebra 1. That's where I have my examples set up. The other part in the Teaching Center, if I'm in there, and within here, if I click in any of the sections and I click into the tools, so this is the attendance area, anywhere this blue link is within the different tools that I bring up in the Teaching Center, if I click the student's name, there's the view profile at the bottom. So I can view their profile, which has their general information at the top, address and contact, their contact information, attendance if they had any, their to-do for assignments and so forth, and their in-progress grades. So you could view that on an individual student. You could view and open information here. Their schedule, and so forth. Close back out, you go back to the list. So if I actually go back to instruction, and go to the gradebook, and then if I am going to add an assignment, they now have on here release scores. So I can release the scores to the students and the parents on the portal as soon as I save the score, or say I have a big test or an essay that it takes a long time to grade it and I want to release them all at the same time so I can slowly enter the scores but nobody sees them until a specific date and time. I can set that and save that on there, so then it will automatically release at that day and time. So that's pretty handy for, like I said, especially for big projects or big tests that take a long time to grade. The other feature to talk about is the Progress Monitor is now not only a standards-based tool to be used, but can also be aligned to grading tasks, which are middle school, senior high, and then the 4th and 5th grade. They kind of have more of a grading task style than the general K3 grade levels. So if we're in here and we're at the Progress Monitor, things to be mentioned about this is one thing, this little icon is in other parts of the product also within instruction, but if you click that, it closes it to just that student. So say you're meeting with parents on conferences and stuff, you could show just the kiddo that you're working with, the parents on, and reviewing the information. But I open it back up. So this is viewing grades for all the students. I have the setting for color codings on, what is pass fail. Within here, within settings, you can choose what to display Here's your pass-fail color settings. You go into here, and in this area you check to see the different colors for pass and fail grades. So I have those turned on. If you hover within each of the student sections, there's little icons that come up. So this one says there's unscored assignments. This one has an assignment that is missing for this student, and so forth. And these are all within the assignments of what the student has earned for that grading task grade. You can filter on if you utilize that release date on assignments. If scores have not been released yet, you could click this and show only the scores and grades for released assignments. I don't have any that I have set to that, so it won't change, but if you utilize that, it would. There's other filters at the bottom here, like you could say only show me here ones with missing assignments, so it grays out everybody else and just leaves colored the student that has a missing assignment. If we click the 3 dots next to this blue grade, there's a score analysis. So if I come in here, here's my different assignments. If I hover, it says shows 1 student got a D, 1 student got a C minus, and then 2 students got a C. If I click on that area down below, it shows me which students it was, their score, percent, and so forth. And then I could create a student group. Say I had students that were actually down here in the D that I wanted to create a student group to retake a test. So I could create that student group. I could put it into Excel, and I can also view these by different terms too. So it would be just assignments for that term and so forth. Can close out. Within here, you can also add assignments. Can add other options also, submissions, quizzes, resources, folders, and so forth. You can add those within the progress monitor. You can post scores and score assignments from here. It brings it up which ones you can score. So far, those are the updates that we have received this year. Any questions, as always, feel free to contact me. Always remember when you first get into school to check up here to make sure you have the correct school that you're assigned to. If not, contact me, email me, phone call. Otherwise, the log off here. It's better on the database on the back side. And other than that, hope you guys have a great start to the year and look forward to talking to you all. Thanks.